Hello there, this is Tejas from Trendline, and in this video, we'll be looking at the portfolios of two superstar investors who follow different investment strategies, especially in terms of portfolio diversification. We'll also look at their bets that paid off over the past few quarters and those that didn't. The two investors in focus are Ashish Kacholia and Dolly Khanna. We should note here that Dolly Khanna's portfolio is managed by her husband Rajiv Khanna. After hitting new highs in 2021, the markets cooled off significantly, especially in Q1 FY23. The benchmark index Nifty 50 fell close to 10% in Q1 FY23. However, since then the Indian markets have bounced back. The Nifty 50 rose 8.7% in July, its biggest climb in 2022. Let's look at how this volatile market has affected superstar portfolios and what sectors they're betting on. Let's start with Ashish Kacholia's portfolio. As of August 9, his public holding value was rupees 1,807 crore. If we break it down by sector, his preferred sector is IT and software services, contributing to over 15% of his public portfolio. However, Kacholia has been reducing his stake in IT companies in 2022. Other sectors that make up a significant part of his public portfolio include general industrials, chemicals, and consumer durables. Portfolio diversification is quite high as Kacholia's top 5 holdings make up about 27% of his total portfolio. If you look at the change in sector weightage over the past 2 quarters, we can see that Kacholia is diversifying away from the IT sector. 2022 hasn't been kind to IT stocks and is likely reacting to the steep correction. The software and services sector made up 24% of Kacholia's public portfolio at the end of Q4 FY22, but this fell to 18% at the end of Q1 FY23. This trend continues in Q2 FY23 as well. As of August 9, the IT sector's share in Kacholia's portfolio is down 3 percentage points to 15%. In Q1 FY23, he invested in sectors like pharma, commercial services, and textile services as part of his diversification strategy. Only one stock, VRL Logistics in Kacholia's top 5 holdings, posted gains during Q1 FY23. The other 4 companies' stock price fell anywhere between 12% to 35%. For context, the Nifty 500 fell 10% in the same period. The share prices of IT stocks Mastek and NIIT fell over 30% this Q1, and these two make up 12% of his total public portfolio. All of Kacholia's top 5 holdings are in the small cap space, which tends to be more volatile. A steep fall in IT stocks and correction in the overall Indian markets in Q1 FY23 led to a steep 21% fall in Kacholia's total public holding in the same period. But with Kacholia diversifying away from the IT sector and the recent rise in the Indian market resulted in an 11% rise in his portfolio value from July till August 9. But the portfolio value is still not back to the Q4 FY22 level. However, when a longer time horizon is considered, Kacholia's public holding value is up 193% in the past 5 years. Kacholia's fresh investments in Q1 include Repro India, Inflame Appliances, and Barbecue Nation Hospitality. The investor bought stakes in 3 companies, and all of these 3 companies are from different sectors, which is in line with his diversification strategy. Kacholia added stakes in 8 companies in Q1. These 8 companies are from 7 different sectors. 2 of these companies, Finiotex Chemicals and Yasho Industries, are chemicals and petrochemicals businesses. And Kacholia added a 0.1% stake in each. Kacholia has also been adding to his stake in Phase 3 and Expro India since Q2 FY22. He currently holds a 5% stake in Phase 3, and this company is primarily engaged in manufacturing and exports of textile product items like bath mats, rugs, and blankets. This company's stock rose 8% in Q1 FY23. In Expro India, which is a container and packaging company, he bought a 0.3% stake in Q1 FY23, taking his total stake to 3.9%. But the stock fell 19% in Q1 FY23. There are a total of 7 companies Kacholia sold in Q1. Kacholia sold 0.2% of his stake in Mastek, which makes up about 6% of his current holding value. This company's stock lost a staggering 35% of its value in Q1 FY23. Another company that Kacholia is reducing his stake in over 4 quarters is Moltech Packaging, which is a container and packaging maker. This company's stock price remained flat in Q1 FY23. Let's now move on to another superstar investor, Dolly Khanna. Her portfolio is managed by her husband, Rajiv Khanna, and the strategy followed by Khanna is quite different from what we saw earlier with Kacholia. Dolly Khanna's public holding value stood at rupees 555.1 crore as of August 9. Her preferred sector is oil and gas, which makes up 24% of her total public portfolio value. Other sectors that contribute significantly to her portfolio are commercial services and supplies, chemicals and petrochemicals, and cement and construction. Dolly Khanna's portfolio diversification is quite low, as her top five holdings make up 63% of total public portfolio, but all five companies are from different sectors. Dolly Khanna's portfolio mix changed drastically at the end of Q1 FY23 as she bet heavily on the oil and gas sector. For context, this sector made up 1% of her total portfolio at the end of Q4 FY22. This sharp rise in contribution from this sector is due to Khanna investing in Chennai Petroleum Corporation for the first time in Q1 FY23. Khanna's top five holdings, all of which are from different sectors, performed well in Q1 FY23. Two of the companies from her top five holdings are fresh investments this Q1. These include Chennai Petroleum and Monte Carlo Fashions, which make up over 28% of her total portfolio as of August 9. Khanna had previously sold off her entire stake in Monte Carlo Fashions in Q4 FY22, but she rebought 1.8% stake in the company in Q1 FY23. During the same period, Chennai Petroleum Corp's share price jumped 2.5 times, while Monte Carlo Fashions rose 36%. All top five holdings outperformed the Nifty 500, which fell 10% in Q1 FY23. Dolly Khanna's net worth has been rising since Q1 FY22 and jumped 30% QOQ in Q1 FY23 when most superstar investors' net worth fell due to market correction. This rise in her net worth was driven by her new investments, which performed exceptionally well. The net worth of her public portfolio is quite volatile as she stays active in buying and selling stakes in companies. In Q1 FY23, Dolly Khanna added 6 new companies to her portfolio. All of these are from different sectors and together they make up over 35% of the value of her current public holding. The biggest buy was in Chennai Petroleum, in which she bought a 3.3% stake. She also invested in National Oxygen, Monte Carlo Fashions, Manali Petrochem, Suryodaya Small Finance Bank, and Zawri Industries. Dolly Khanna also added stakes in 4 existing investments in Q1. This is in addition to her new investments in 6 companies we looked at in the previous slide. Key companies in this list include Prakash Pipes and Pondy Oxides and Chemicals. Khanna has been investing in Prakash Pipes since Q3 FY22. Prakash Pipes is engaged in the manufacturing of PVC pipes and fittings and packaging products. It was incorporated in June 2017, created out of a demerger from Prakash Industries. Khanna also invested in Pondy Oxides and Chemicals, a metal company that converts lead scraps of various forms into lead metal and alloys. Coming to stocks Dolly Khanna sold in Q1 FY23, there were a total of 21 companies. These sales include Butterfly Gandhimathi Appliances, KCP, Nitin Spinners, and New Delhi Television. Butterfly Gandhimathi Appliances may be a full exit. Her stake in the company now stands below 1%. Barring KCP, the investor had raised stakes in other companies over time before selling them in Q1 FY23. Khanna was active in the market and reacted to the broader bullish and bearish trends. For reference, in Q1 FY23, she invested in a total of 10 companies and sold stakes in 21 companies. The portfolio analysis of these two investors shows different strategies and sector preferences. Kacholia's portfolio is diversified both in terms of stocks and sectors. The top 5 holdings make up only 27% of his total public portfolio, but Khanna prefers a concentrated portfolio in terms of stocks. Her top 5 holdings make up over 63% of her total portfolio. In fact, her new investment in Chennai Petroleum makes up 23% of her total holding value. She was also nimble in reacting to the market. What is clear about investors Q1 FY23 buys and sells is that they aren't making big moves in just one sector. They're diversifying and investing in companies from several different industries. So this was the portfolio analysis of 2 superstar investors with different investing strategies. You can find these and many more superstar portfolios on trendlyne.com. This is Tejas signing off.